We're getting new insight into the possible reason why Michelle Obama will not be attending Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th. According to People magazine, a source familiar with the former First Lady's thinking tells the outlet that Michelle wouldn't want to fake a smile on the day. People quotes the source as saying, "There's no overstating her feelings about Trump. She's not one to plaster on a pleasant face and pretend for protocol's sake. Michelle doesn't do anything because it's expected or it's protocol or it's tradition. She served in the public eye and did all the public good that she could for 8 years as First Lady. You'll see her when she has a project or cause to promote, but she doesn't feel the need to be a public figure anymore." The source also noted to People Trump's history of attacking the Obama family and making disparaging comments about people of color, a sentiment Michelle herself voiced while speaking at the Democratic National Convention last year.
Now, unfortunately, we know what comes next. We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black.
Michelle did attend Trump's first inauguration in 2017. In an episode of the Light podcast, she spoke about the negative feelings she felt on that day.
After the inauguration, and we know whose inauguration we were at, that day was so emotional on so many different reasons. We were leaving the home we had been in for 8 years, the only home our kids really knew. They remembered Chicago, but they had spent more time in the White House than anywhere. So we were saying goodbye to the staff and all the people who helped to raise them. There were tears. There was that emotion. But then to sit on that stage and watch the opposite of what we represented on display. There was no diversity. There was no color on that stage. There was no reflection of the broader sense of America. And many people took pictures of me and they like, "You weren't in a good mood." No, I was not. But you had to hold it together like you do for 8 years, and then you walk through the Capitol, you wave goodbye, you get on Marine One, and you take your last flight off flying over the Capitol, where there weren't that many people there. We saw it, by the way. And then we went to Andrews Air Force Base, said goodbye to the military, got on Air Force One, and when those doors shut, I cried for 30 minutes straight, uncontrollable sobbing, because that's how much we were holding it together for 8 years.
The Office for the Obamas confirmed Michelle's plan to skip the inauguration in a statement that reads, "Former President Barack Obama is confirmed to attend the 60th inaugural ceremonies. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will not attend the upcoming inauguration." The news came just days after Michelle skipped another event where all the living presidents had gathered and where Michelle would have been seated next to President-elect Trump. Presidents Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump attended the funeral for former President Jimmy Carter. They were all joined by their spouses except for Obama. At the service, Trump and Obama were seated side by side. The two men were seen striking up a conversation that went on for a few minutes, the two even exchanging a few smiles and laughing. Historically, presidential funerals and inaugurations are occasions where former presidents and first ladies come together. But Trump broke that tradition when he refused to attend the inauguration for Joe Biden in 2021. Biden, Kamala Harris, as well as the other living presidents and their wives are expected at the inauguration, except for Michelle. No explanation has been officially given as to why she was not present for the funeral or why she won't attend the inauguration.